All right, this is a video on my 2012 Chevy Caprice. And what I'm doing today is updating the transmission pan. So I already have the car jacked, and as you can hear, I have the fluid draining already. So I'll get under and show you guys what I've done so far. But all I've really done is just jack the car up and loosen the nut off of the drain plug. So I'll go in there and show you guys what I've done. All right, so I'm underneath the Caprice now, and I already have off the drain plug for the transmission. It's not going to take out all of the fluid, but what it's basically going to do is allow me to be able to pull off the transmission here with just a little bit of fluid left. So I'll be able to do that, and it was a 14mm bolt. And then next I'm gonna start pulling off the bolts from the back of the transmission so it flows backwards into the actual pan here. And then once I do that, I'll let it just drain for about an hour. And that's the first step. All right, so I'm underneath the Caprice, and this is pretty much what the transmission looks like with the pan off from underneath. I know I'm kind of close, but the filter actually sits up in there. And then if you can see this hole here, that's actually where the where you're gonna put a dipstick at, but there's no dipstick, so that's where I'm gonna be filling from there. And I cleaned it up a little bit, so I'll go ahead and clean it up some more, then I'll go ahead and put the pan on, show you guys what it looks like. All right, so I got the pan off of my Caprice, and here's the old pan here, and you can pretty much see where the magnet to pull the pickup down is located in this one, and then the one I'm gonna put in is located a little further down, and then you can definitely tell that there's more surface area in this. So I got 2 gallons of the AC Delco required fluid for the car. And then also with the filter is about, I would say maybe a 1/2 inch, don't quote me, longer. The tube here is longer, so it's gonna sit a little bit lower. Hopefully that's gonna make a big difference in the shift and the flares that I'm getting in my shift from second to third. And then I'm gonna use this to go ahead and pump the fluid in once I get everything all bolted up. So I'll show you guys what it looks like with the pan off under the car. And then I'll go ahead and start putting this pan back on. The biggest thing with taking the pan off is you have to take it off from the back, and then the fluid drains out from the back. And then once you do that, you should just rotate from side to side, and that fluid will drain out in the back. That way you don't get the fluid everywhere. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like underneath, and then I'll go ahead and get this thing put back on, get the fluid in, and then go ahead and do the testing in the dashboard for the temperature of the fluid too as well. So there you go. All right, so I have the new pan on all the way, and I'll try to get around it so you can see it. No real issues with clearance that I can see, and I have the holes there to pump the fluid in. But a pretty simple job, real messy other than that. Simple job. The pan does not sit lower than my exhaust, so I don't see any issues there, and I haven't scraped my exhaust yet. We'll see, and I'll go ahead and pump the fluid and then try to get a video of me going through the gears. Other than that, I'm all done. All right, so this is the last step of the transmission pan upgrade for the Caprice PPV. And what I'll be doing now is just going into engineer mode. And what I'll do in engineer, after I get it in engineer mode, is turn the car on, then put it into reverse for about 15 seconds, wait another 15 seconds and put it into drive, and then just repeat that. And I'll repeat that a few times until the temperature gets to about 35 to 40 degrees, and then I'll shut the car off. After I do that, I'll go underneath to see if there's any excess fluid in draining the plug, and then that way I'll know if it's topped off, because there's no dipstick, so that's the only way really to check. But one thing for engineer mode, what you basically have to do is just hold down the left scroll button, and then you're going to turn the ignition key all the way to the start position without turning the car on. After it goes through the system check, you'll see it enter into engineer mode. And then you'll be able to just scroll down into the transmission sub pump temperature, and then clicking on that and turn the car on to actually check the temperature when you go through the gears. So that's the last step of it. It was a pretty simple mod, very, very cheap upgrade, especially if it solves the problem of the transmission flares with all of the work with the cam. So very, very easy job to do for those that are looking to do it yourself. I have the parts down there as well as a link to the new Caprice forum is on my page and the few builds that I have on there. Feel free to subscribe. I have a few more videos that I'll be doing for the rocker panel mod I'm doing. And then also I'll have exhaust and as well as the complete exterior and the engine video coming soon too as well. So that's the transmission pan upgrade. I'm going into engineer mode, which is the last step. And then once I do that, as I'm driving it, I'll just routinely check the temperature of the fluid to make sure it's not getting too hot. And that's pretty much the last step of it.